And we go.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Anyway, yeah. Well, oh fuck. This is even worse start. This always happens.
Right, let's just cut the shit. Hello everyone, how are you?
Good evening. It's sort of some time in October.
The 14th.
Yeah, the 14th, that's it. I'm sick. I'm not feeling 100% today. And I always find it quite strange because even if you've only got, like, what I'm suffering from is mild illness. You know, it's
a cold.
Yeah, it's a cold. You know, people like to big it up and whack flu in there. You have to have a fever, I say.
Fuck, man, you know when you got flu. Flu's one where you're like, am I dying? I think I'm dying.
Yeah, it's a swift kick to the balls. It's like, I can't even get out of bed.
Why does my elbow hurt?
Yeah, I wouldn't be here doing the podcast. I'd be curled up there eating soup.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have even had, like, the physical dexterity to WhatsApp me. Dude, I can't.
Yeah.
It would have just been, fuck you, Scott. I'm dying.
Yeah, I didn't answer my phone when inquired. But it does confuse me because, yeah, I'm probably, like, you know, running still at, like, 70%, I'd say.
Okay.
Know.
Well, that's not too bad.
Maybe even 80. But it doesn't matter either way. You still feel fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
Like, it's any excuse. Any excuse. If you're not feeling 100% perfect, then that's it. You know, don't talk to me. Don't contact me. Don't, you know. I need to be alone to deal with my illness.
Leave me be.
But I don't really agree with it because you can still function. Like if someone had their leg amputated, they'd be, you know, in proportion to how much body they've got, they'd be running at 70% all the time because 30% of their body's missing, and they still get on with it. So why, when I'm running at 70%, do I want to just stay in bed and feel sorry for myself, Scott?
Because you're probably like me, and when you were younger, you enjoyed getting sick.
That's true. Yeah, getting sick was like the biggest plus ever.
You got days off school.
Got treated really well.
Everyone was really super nice to you, bringing you shit when, you know, you're just lying on the couch watching cartoons, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it was days off school. You could spend it in bed. You could always watch telly all day because it didn't matter.
It kept you quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably it. It's probably...
I swear to God it is. I used to love getting sick when I was a kid, especially at school. Because
So
it was
maybe
like, great.
I
know I wasn't going to die from a cold.
No, of course not.
You know, now that I'm approaching 30, I'm worried about pneumonia. You know...
I guess you know, because when children get sick, you know, as an adult, you know, you always see those statistics that, you know, kids are more likely to die of things.
Well,
old people and kids.
Your parents love you and they don't want you to be sick, and they're really worried that if you die, everyone will blame you. So they don't...
Or blame them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But... Well, maybe that's in order, like, I'm thinking about a government initiative here, because, you know, sick days, they account for a lot of, you know, wasted economy, you know, huge billions and billions of people taking sickies. So instead, from early age, if your child gets sick, you beat them. And then they'll learn never to be sick again. Or
Have you been talking to my neighbour about child rearing? I shouldn't say that. I'm almost positive that she doesn't beat her child.
Well, yeah. No one call social services, please. Right?
No, I'm going to do that one day.
Oh, no, man.
There's many forms of abuse.
I always hate that, man, when you hear... I think it happened to my mum once, that she got into an argument with a friend who was a single mum as well. And
she phoned the fucking cops on her, like, she's a terrible mother.
Someone called social services on my mum, like, about, you know...
That's hardcore.
That is pretty hardcore.
Fuck, Jesus.
I can't remember it too well because I was young.
Well, yeah.
And, you know, my mum didn't sit me down and be like, right, this is what's going on. But I have a memory of it in the back of my head.
Do you remember Jean? Yeah, she's trying to use you like a pawn.
Yeah.
In this awful game of life chess.
And I guess if you watch anyone raise their children from afar, you could probably find lots of examples. Because, you know, when two parents are talking, they're going to talk about all the terrible things their children's been up to and how they disciplined them and stuff like that. And, you know, any sort of discipline, if you call social... You know, you could... All you have to do is have reasonable suspicion that, you know, the child isn't being cared for 100%, and then you can justify...
Really? There's got to be more to it than that. You can't just make a phone call and go, she's a bad mum, and they come and take your kid away.
No. Well, that's the thing. If you're a good parent, they shouldn't take your kid.
Like, because my next question, if I was on the other end of that, would be, and you are? You know? How do you know that... What's... I'm sorry?
Well, they talk to the kids, and this is what happens a lot of the time. They talk to the kids, and because kids are thick, the kids end up kind of, they're like, did he hit you? No. Did he? No.
Did he hit you?
We're nodding our heads, by the way, if you can't see.
Yeah, we have been talking, though, actually, about visual podcasts. We will get to that.
Well, thankfully not today, because I'm ill and I haven't done my hair and I look a mess. I don't want to be live on there looking like this, Scott.
Well, I'm not too jazzed about I need a haircut. Is the vanity coming out? My quiff has gone uber Morrissey.
I get £5 haircuts, Scott.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I get £7 haircuts.
£5, man. That's £2. That's like for every free haircut, I get a free. For every free haircut, I get a free haircut and £1.
Nice.
Yeah.
You see, I've done the whole thing where I spent like fucking 30 quid on a haircut, and I remember just feeling raped. Like seriously, you've put some weird feather in, or like thinned the side out, but ostensibly it's just a haircut, and I just handed over.
What's that word? Ostensibly.
Ostensibly.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've done that before.
The only time I paid over a tenner for a haircut is by accident. You go into somewhere and it's not properly, doesn't say anywhere how much it is.
No,
you
so they can
assume
just drop it on you when you get to the till after they've done it.
13 quid I got the other day, like a few months back, and
that's not bad.
Just what? When I'm paying a £5?
Well, yeah, 13. When you're paying a £5, I can imagine. But mine's usually £7 and I give them a tenner.
Yeah, but then when you get your haircut,
I want to keep these people sweet.
When you get your haircut, do you ask for something stylish? Because I don't. I'm just like.
Well, do you ever see me with mohawks and shit?
Oh, you got a bit of a quiff going on here.
That's my natural
bulge.
I have something. It's one of them. I got a natural. I've got thick hair, which apparently, according to women, is the best hair to have.
Why is that?
Because I've told the amount of times like drunk chicks have run their hands through my hair. Like, you've got a lovely thick hair. It's a waste on a man. That's a quote from random chicks from about 16 to now.
So wigged. I need a wig then.
I don't know if you need a wig. You got it or you ain't. And I've got a thick pelt.
Someone was telling me that I got weird nails. I got women's nails because they're so long. Like that bit to there.
They're a bit. You don't bite your nails, do you?
I don't know.
Well, check that out. That's what happens when you bite them.
Yeah, I don't know. They're not tasty, Scott. So I don't understand.
I don't chew on my fingernails for the taste.
Yeah, but I wouldn't eat any other part. What other body parts would you eat? Like?
Well, I don't eat any other body part.
Then why are you mentioning your nails?
I don't eat my nails. If you if you rip a big one off and swallow it, you're going to have a bad day.
What? That's not going to do anything.
Oh, yes, it will.
What will it do?
It scratches when it goes down your esophagus and it really doesn't want to be in your stomach. Trust me, I've done it before. I swallowed one by accident once and oh...
It's not the first thing you swallowed by accident, is
it, Scott? Unfortunately not.
We won't talk about that night.
He told me he was my friend.
You know what story always cracks me up? It's a story involving you that I use, occasionally because it's the horrific bed story involving you and Matt.
Oh, me shitting myself.
Yeah.
You want me to tell it? I can tell it.
You should tell it, man. It's a classic.
A friend from way back when, Matthew. I won't use the last name. Silverberg. He his cousin was a Scouser and he was down in London training to be a vet, I think, and he was having a party. So we went round, I bought a bottle of Absolute, but nobody was drinking it. I thought I was going to be sharing it, like one of those things where...
Was it just normal Absolute vodka?
Yeah.
These are the days before flavoured Absolute, I suppose.
No, I love Absolute. It's great. It doesn't taste like vodka. It's so easy to go down.
Vodka's such a young person male thing to drink. I wouldn't catch you drinking vodka nowadays, Scott.
Well, this was about 10 years ago.
Probably because of this story is why you might have stopped.
Yeah. Most of the reasons I stopped, I don't like tequila. There's a story for that. I don't like vodka. So anyway, yeah, we bought this bottle of Absolute, and it was like between me and my friend, but I noticed he wasn't really drinking it. So I just necked pretty much 4/5 of a bottle of Absolute to myself and ran out and was like, shit, we need to get another bottle of Absolute. So I went out, got another bottle of vodka. He didn't have any of it that time, so I literally polished off, about to... What the hell? Oh, it's closed. It's alright.
I'll go carry on.
Okay, so I polished off by myself basically 2 bottles of Absolute. Not a good idea. Do not suggest that to anyone. Maybe people are looking to try and kill themselves.
Oh, that's an alcoholic's breakfast. Anyway,
Yeah.
carry on with the story, Scott.
So I'm trolleyed. I'm blackout drunk. I have no memory of... I remember
Where
going to
were
the
you?
party. God knows.
Alright.
I remember going to the party.
You were somewhere else, though.
We got kicked out of the party because someone was giving shit to Tom. Tom Jeffrey was there. And they were saying like he was putting his roll-ups out on the carpet. Now, Tom Jeffrey is softer than soft shit.
No, what
He
does...
was never going to be doing that.
Nah, what he does is he taps his cigarettes onto his knee, and then he rubs them in, and then that could involve a bit of ash going on the floor, but it doesn't...
It's a party.
Yeah, exactly.
They were basically trust fund fuckwits.
My favourite.
Like, we got
hipsters.
there and it weren't fun. It weren't a fun party. We
Anyway.
basically sat down and I think I
Fuck
tried to play guitar in a girl's bedroom. Not for anyone in particular. I was bored and I found a guitar, so I just started strumming. So anyway, I have no idea, but for some reason Matt has to sleep over at mine. So we top and tail. And all I remember
Did you have a
is...
single bed back at those days?
No, it was a double.
It was a double.
Oh, you could never top and tail with that, man, in a single bed. It was
Yeah.
like 16 stone on a good day.
Whenever I tell the story, it's a single bed.
Oh, okay.
It makes it for a better story. Anyway, carry on.
Fuck you. So, I just remember, like, hearing, what the fuck? I was so drunk, I couldn't, I was hearing this stuff, but I couldn't relate. And,
Had you already fallen asleep and you heard this when you were in bed?
oh, this was like morning.
Oh, this is the morning. Okay.
This wasn't as soon as I got into bed. So in the morning, I can hear what's going on around me, and I feel Matt get out of the bed, and he goes out into the hill, and I hear him talking to my mum, and they're both talking in this like hushed, concerned way, and he sounds just shocked, like I just don't know what to do. Anyway, I don't.
Are you pretending to be asleep still?
No, I'm that I'm that comatose. I can hear what's going on, but I couldn't
Open your eyes.
or move or anything like that. I was 2 bottles of fucking 40 proof vodka. I was out for about 18 hours. So yeah, it turns out I shit myself.
There we go.
And you know, we were topping and tailing, so I think Matt felt something warm hit his shoulder. And you know, he turned around like, what is this? And he was confronted with the horrible truth of me just, my bowels just relaxed to the point where...
Are we talking the messy one as well?
Oh, yeah,
We're not talking like a solid turd or
It was
anything.
post 2 bottles of vodka.
Yeah.
It was as liquid gets.
Yeah.
And poor Matt, like, I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't wake up for another 6 hours.
Well, what happened? They just left you there to lie in your own shit?
I think my mum helped. She like rolled me over or something onto my front
And took the sheets off.
and took the sheets off, hospital style, and just left me there. And then I woke up like 6 hours later, and I was like,
I'm guessing he
"Oh."
wasn't there anymore.
No, he
He
ran.
went straight home. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want the bath or a shower. You want the bath. Well,
Right.
actually, you wouldn't want the bath because you might see bits of your shit floating.
He was
on
like
the
Ace
top of the
Ventura.
wall.
He burnt his clothes, crouched in a rape pose in the corner of the shower, and wept.
Eating chewing gum.
Well, that's how I like to think he spent the rest of that day. But I woke up and I was like, my mum just.
How long did she even tell you straight away?
She didn't tell me shit. She didn't say anything to me. She was like, I think you need to phone Matt. I was like, why? What happened? She was like, just phone him. Oh no, did I get drunk?
Did you wake up bollock naked?
No, I think I woke up like bottomless, and I was like, that's strange. But I couldn't remember anything from the night before anyway. So how the hell am I going to be like, ooh, this is strange?
Yeah.
I don't seem to have any underwear on. It's
Yeah.
like, why am I at home? Oh, I made it back. Awesome. But how?
And what did Matt say when you...
Our friendship's never been the same. He was just, Matt just, Matt doesn't have the stomach for that kind of thing.
Never be able to
That was like a Bukowski, you know. It got to a point where I was that drunk, I think I was just walking around poking people. You know, like, just...
Well, some people, when they get drunk, they like piss in the wrong places and stuff like that. Like, they think a toilet's where a toilet's not.
Well, it's all fun and games, but I probably had a real acute case of alcohol poisoning and my body...
Oh, don't use the alcohol poisoning as an excuse, Scott.
As an excuse for what?
For shitting yourself.
There's no excuse for shitting yourself when you're sharing a bed with your friend. There's no excuse there. I'm saying that this is probably the reason why. I've never shit myself in bed before. Not that I can remember.
No.
You know, I'm sure I did it loads when I was a kid, but I've never done it since. I was, what, 20 or 21? I was about 20 or 21. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think...
I have so many vodka stories.
Yeah, no, we both do, Scott. I don't know, it's just because we saw, what's his name, doing that shit joke, it got me.
Oh, Ari Shafir.
Yeah.
His 7-minute shit joke.
Yeah,
Got you thinking about shit.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, I wasn't even embarrassed. I was just like...
Well, you're not. I would be horrified.
No.
I'd be worried that it would happen every day.
At first I thought he was lying. I thought, you're not funny. I didn't shit myself.
Did you ask your mum for confirmation?
Yeah, and then she told me and I was like, oh, that's pretty bad.
So that you felt something then.
I felt a little bit of regret afterwards, but... No, I didn't feel shame or anything like that. I drank 2 bottles of vodka and shit myself. What do you want? It's like... That's generally what happens when you overdo it like that.
It was like that time that I drank all that white lightning and I came around here and puked up noodles everywhere.
Oh yeah, and you kept trying to go in the bathroom, but you got the bathroom confused with the cupboard.
Yeah.
I remember my mum saying, like, what the fuck was that going on? I got out of the bed twice with a hammer because I thought we were being broken into.
That's after we got mugged by the Jippos as well.
Oh, yeah.
It was the same night as the Jippo incident.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Scott got mugged by a pair of Jippos. It was a funny story. It was a funny story.
It was just fucking random.
He was taking a piss around the wall somewhere in Willesden, and then next thing I know, I hear him go, Liam! And then I'll go look around the corner, and there's some Irish Jippo, a man and a woman, got a knife out, and then they're like, yeah, give us a shit. And I remember, I think I just got a mobile telephone.
Yeah, it was your first ever, I remember. It was
Yeah.
like a Nokia 3310.
Yeah.
Well, what I remember is, like, the dude was holding the knife and he was telling me, give me your phone, your wallet, and all that kind of stuff. And I was drunk, so I was like, fuck you. I had that bravery, you know, like, no, fuck you. And I look over, and this chick had grabbed Liam by his, like, lapels of his jacket. And Liam was having none of it, so he just started bouncing her off the wall. Like, he grabbed her lapels, like, are we going to play this game?
Yeah.
And just started bouncing her off the wall.
She's a Jippo, it doesn't matter, like, it's not a woman.
You could have picked her up and thrown her.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
scum, like,
Yeah.
you know, pure horror.
She looked like Kathy Burke in the Harry Enfield sketches. What is it, Wayne and Waynella?
When, yeah.
She was probably not as bad as that, but you get the idea. And then the guy saw that Liam was proper manhandling his partner in crime, so he just put the knife to my neck. And then I was like, oh.
What?
And then he saw, and he was like, oh, okay.
Didn't they get my phone and wallet, but they didn't get your phone or your... There was something they didn't get off you.
Get my phone or my wallet. They got a $5 out of my pocket.
Yeah.
And I remember the guy said to me, now you know what it's like to have a drug problem. And I remember thinking, no, this is what it's like living in Harlesden.
Look, if that's his, you know, I would invite Rad to schools to give lectures to kids on, you know, the positive. Like, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna fucking mug ya, and then you'll learn a lesson about drug use.
Do you remember us chasing them down the street?
I did, and I once again I jumped on that bird, didn't I?
Yeah.
I
grabbed her from behind.
I grabbed her from behind and like slammed through into a car or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you told me to leave it.
Yeah, because the guy turned around and got the knife out again, and it was like, you know what, fuck it, you can have my $5.
Yeah, but
and Liam's phone.
Yeah.
Liam's just had one for 2 weeks, he doesn't know. It's all brand new to him, he won't miss his like I'll miss mine. So take his.
Well, yeah, I didn't want one anyway, did I?
No, you got one under duress, I remember.
From who? Well, probably from...
No, you just spent so long. Like, I don't want a fucking mobile phone. I don't want a fucking mobile phone. I look like with the smartphone debacle.
Yeah,
Liam likes to moan a bit, and then he gives in, and he's like, "Oh, life is like 1% better."
Well,
yeah.
I always remember that time I went to university and it was for business, and then for the first lecture they had all the business students in the big hall, and then the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm going to make a point here," and he goes, "Yes, I want to show you the power of business," and he goes, "Right, who in this hall doesn't have a mobile telephone?" So there's like 300 people in this hall.
This smug cunt thinks nobody's going to put their hand
And then
up.
my hand just slowly raises up. I'm just like, fuck it. Like, I'm the only person, but I'm going to put my hand up anyway because I'm not ashamed.
Yeah.
I fucking hate them.
Did you put it up like Adam Sandler in The Waterboy? That's the best, like, raise your hand. So it's like he puts his hand and twists it like a cup. It's the best put your hand in the air ever.
No, I just did it very slowly. Just like, maybe someone else is... No.
Just me.
And then he asked me, "What? Well, obviously, what? Have you lost it, or was it broken?" And I was like, "Nah, I've just never had one." And he's like, "Oh, well, moving on. You can see how big, the phone business is now."
99.9% of people have a mobile phone.
Yeah, there's got to be one bastard to ruin it for everyone. I don't know. I don't know how great the smartphone really is. I'm still not 100% won over by it.
It's not going to. It's not going to change your life.
No.
Amazingly, it will change certain things. It will make certain things easier. That's about it. But you gotta like
The things
the
that
technology is moving so quickly now that it's like I can't wait to see. Never mind the iPhone 6. I want to see the iPhone 8. I want to know what that fucking piece of machinery is going to be able to do.
But the iPhone 6 doesn't do that much more than the iPhone 1, man.
No, but
It's
that's
the same shit.
That's how it goes. Like,
Yeah, but they're not getting it. It's not like it's everyone that comes out has got something revolutionary about it. It's just thinner and faster. That's it.
Sounds like Simon Cowell's fucking what he wants in an X Factor contestant. Thin and speedy.
Pump out the hits. I saw there was this chick and she's released some song, and in the song it was called Anaconda. I know the song title. And it's some chick, and then the whole video is just lots of butts shaking. Some really.
Oh, it's Katie. What's her face? The English girl, not very attractive. Sorry.
But she's got a humongous bottom.
Jessie J.
No, it's not Jessie J. No, it's someone else. She's done a song for that.
I'm pretty up on gigantic bottoms.
Really? I'm not, just occasionally something will tickle my fancy and I'm like, oh, this has been slammed because there's too many bottoms in it. I must see. Yeah. I want to know whether, I don't know, because the reason it came into the news is because they want to start putting ratings on it and saying that you can't show certain music videos before like certain watersheds, and I have to kind of agree with this one. There's bits where she's she's got no clothes on, she's just covering herself in cream and shit like that, and you watch, yeah, exactly, you're gonna watch it now, you've got to see it just so you know, and part of me thinks, yeah, you can't really.
But 13-year-old boys know how to fucking download torrents and shit. You're never gonna stop that. You're never gonna stop kids. Not these days. They're also tech savvy, man.
No. But of course they can get to porn.
But got kids that set up their own parental firewalls, and then their parents have to ask them how they mess with it. It's.
Alright, my argument is that there's so much easy access to porn that I'm wanking enough that I don't need to whack on the telly, because whacking on the telly is something.
Yeah, music videos were old school before broadband and before, it's like...
Back in the day...
I was a bit of an All Saints fan. Not their music. I thought
thought their music was alright, man. I thought for all the girl groups and all the shit during that time, I thought... Also, I like that Beach song. Okay. The one that they used in the movie The Beach.
Well, when I watched that video, I wasn't enjoying the music.
You have it on mute. Is that how much you were enjoying it?
No, I had to have it loud. I didn't want anyone to hear fapping. Fapping. Liam's disappeared, so it's just me and you. I remember Venice in the spring. I remember Germany in the winter. I remember Peckham in the late afternoon. Hello.
What happened in Peckham?
Nothing. I was just bullshitting.
Oh, right.
Bullshit.
No, I always quite enjoyed All Saints. I thought they were. I didn't think they were too bad, and they were attractive, but not in a kind of bimbo sort of way.
They were an accessible attractive.
Yeah, you were like, I could actually pull a bird maybe like that.
Yeah. Every one of them had their charm. Every single one.
Yeah.
Except Natalie. Wasn't a Natalie fan. No, Natalie, wait, I don't even remember. There's two sisters, Nicole and... Nicole's the one that married Liam Gallagher.
They have all in
She was
sisters.
hot, yeah. The other one I wasn't a big fan of.
No, I always remember the old days of... Well, actually, we discussed having a wank the other day. Like, you know, it's something... It's probably, you know... To me, it's like washing and brushing my teeth and stuff. That's how common an occurrence it is. It's not really, you know...
It's not something worth shouting about.
No, but it's something, you know, that should be just more publicly open. Like, if someone asks you what you did, you should say, oh, yeah, just, you know, having a wank. Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah. Thank you for asking.
No, like a really good one.
Yeah, I was thinking about you. No.
You know, one of those ones where it's like, I might have a shower and go to bed.
I feel so dirty with myself.
I'm exhausted now.
I get the guilt wanks.
What are they?
The guilt wanks are like when I come.
We do it at work.
Well, no, just...
I get that.
No, just when I come, I just feel like, oh, really, Liam? Come on.
That happens to me, but usually because I've left the Raz on. And then, you know, all that, it's all gone after you shoot.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Your sexual desire and everything.
It's crazy what your
gone.
brain is thinking as well, and then you come and you're like, oh, I can't be honest.
Sorry.
You're like, I'm gonna get some. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get some pussy. Oh, I'm gonna get some. Oh, okay, I'm fine now. I don't need to.
But then that's when I get the guilty thing, because sometimes I don't know, I'll be busy cleaning up, whatever, and then like the thing will keep going on the screen, and I'm just like oblivious, and then I'll look up and I'll be like, oh, this is bad even for me. Like,
yeah,
I gotta shut this off.
It's when you look up like that, it's always the worst scene. It's like, you know, someone's getting anally slammed. She's like crying and looking into the camera like, no, and you're like, oh my god.
So I don't actually agree with this. But yeah, I just unleashed. Oh, what's wrong with me? Yes, that's what I get.
That guy's such a douchebag. Look at him.
There's one porn star I can't watch.
Oh yeah.
A male dude. If he's in a scene, it could be like the most attractive woman in the world. I find him obnoxious.
He's not that Polish dude, is he? There's a Polish guy who's like bald and he's...
No, he's an American dude.
Alright.
He doesn't even look like a porn star.
No.
He just looks like this geeky dude that was blessed with like a 10-inch rod. And he's like,
wow. Oh, he's not the one that's always screwing that Faye bird, is he? Faye Rogan.
Faye Runaway?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, my knowledge of...
Faye Rogan.
That's Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
It's me.
She's so fit. She's bald. She's about 5'8", muscly. Sleeve tattoos. Great podcast.
Regan.
Faye Reagan. Oh yeah, the redhead. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Her.
Phil.
What's her name?
Faye Reagan.
Yeah, I almost got it. There we go.
Filth.
Yeah.
Or Regan.
Yeah, she's always shagging the geeky guy.
No, not him, and I know what you mean. Oh man, how terrible is this? We're playing like 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, and we're just saying, you know, Faye, yeah, Regan, yeah, you know, the geeky. I do know who you mean. Oh my god.
And I'm sure people listening will know as well.
Yeah, he's got a little bit. He's got one of those what do you call it, soul patches.
He's got shitty beard and he's got all his glasses on, but
he's alright. I don't find him. His name's James Dean. That's it. He's so fucking obnoxious, Liam.
James Dean.
That he distracts me, and not in a like. Ooh.
Oh, is he vocal? Is he like, suck it, bitch?
And he says really random, horrible stuff, and then he does things that even I just find annoying. Like he'll just slap her every now and again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hope you asked that was all right beforehand. But then I'm probably not the guy to do that, because if you like that, you don't want to go and go, would it be okay if, you know, sometimes they get carried away. You want
how does that get broached as well? Like that's that topic of conversation. By the way, is it okay if I slap you around a bit? You know, no, obviously no closed fist.
So it's
for
like
today.
heat of the moment stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't imagine what kind of moment will result in me backhanding a girl.
It always reminds me of that bit in Peep Show where Mark's shagging that bird and she starts throttling his neck.
My boyfriend, my ex loved that. Yeah, well, yeah.
No, just with this fascination with 50 Shades of Grey and everything,
I think he was actually considered
Who was?
the guy that I find obnoxious.
What, to play him?
Yeah, I think he was like in the running. Or Bret Easton Ellis was like, oh, I love him. He's got to be a. But you can't trust a gay man talking about, who he wants to see
Yeah, it's like that.
in a straight, weird sex film.
I always find it bizarre.
What do you care?
Bizarre that the idea that a lot of gay on gay porn, which man on man gay porn, is they're straight guys a lot of the time.
Really?
Yeah, no, there's because the money's better than shagging birds. That a lot of the guys are straight. Yeah, like a large proportion. Like I think it's more straight guys than gay guys.
So they just put that to the back of them, or
Yeah, they just think about the paycheck
and just pummel.
Yeah, and probably it's easy. Probably it's easier to do because the problem with shagging a bird is that if you come too quickly or can't come, you're gonna lose the money shot.
So I suppose that's not a problem if you're a straight dude pounding a guy.
Yeah, you're not gonna.
Man, how the fuck would you get past that? I'd need so much booze and.
Some of these
drugs.
guys were like they had girlfriends and stuff as well. Oh yeah, it was on Louis. It's Louis Theroux, and he meets a couple of them.
Oh, I may have to. Oh, is that the porn one?
That's the porn one, the original porn one.
Okay, I'll have to watch that. There was one on the other night. What was it? It was the telemarketer, not telemarketer, the TV shopping one.
Yeah.
Oh, that freaks me out as well.
I like that one. That's fucking awesome.
It was good, but these people are so plastic and.
Of course, but it's all spin. This is what's crazy about those shows is that they talk and and you can grind and you can cut and you can chop and you can sell and you buy now and we'll sell you another one later. And you look at it and you're like, this doesn't affect me at all. But
it's drawing me in.
If you watched it, it would have an effect on you. And
there's one on now that I'm seriously considering going to Wilkinson's. It's like this magic pan.
Oh, it doesn't stick.
Yeah, the ceramic one. You seen it where they throw like crisp packets in and they just like mush up and you take them away. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
There's no residue or anything.
Well, it's like those adverts where all the crying children on my television screen, or the donkey one. Have you ever seen the donkeys?
Donkeys?
Yeah, if you watch like daytime television, there's this sanctuary. They go around. They show you pictures of these donkeys in like Arabia or something, and donkey's got loads of bricks on its back and it's walking and its legs are all fucked up, and they're like help save this donkey. But then
the slow-mo give us money videos.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah.
But this one, they want us to save the donkey, but then you got to think, well, the donkey's owned by someone. There's someone that owns that donkey. So what? You're gonna give food and water to the donkey and fuck the guy that owns it, who hasn't got enough food and water for himself as either. But say to him, "Oi, look, I know you live in a shit country where it's really tough to live, but can you look after your donkey to a higher standard, please?"
It's weird you say that. The Tories are actually thinking about doing that with benefit scroungers.
Doing what? Well, giving them donkeys?
Instead of giving people housing benefit.
Donkeys?
Housing benefit is just a lump sum that you get
Give
in
them
your
a
account.
donkey.
They're going to put it on a card, so you cannot actually use the money. You can only use it to pay gas and electric and stuff like that.
And rent.
Yeah. So, but you won't get my housing benefit is what, £200 a week. No. Now it's
You just get credit for £200 to
they
spend.
won't give you £200. They'll give you a card with 100 for
It's like a
gas and
voucher.
elec, and they'll give you another one that you can give your housing kind of thing.
Oh, that's a great idea.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, fuck. Even though I'm such a degenerate and I've never done anything with my life, Scott, I've never signed on.
I've signed on twice.
I've never signed on. If I got sick and I was unable to work, then I'd sign on. If I couldn't physically work, but it shouldn't be giving people a free ride.
No, I never thought of it as
Look
a free
what it-
ride when I did it.
but look what it
I'd been working
produces,
and paying
man.
my tax for so
It produces the Jeremy Kyle like society. You know, those people, if they didn't have benefits, maybe they'd die, and then you know the world would be a better place.
Yeah, a lot of them only go on Jeremy Kyle because they get to go to Manchester and get a hotel room,
Exactly.
which is like a holiday.
Well, they probably get like £100 spending money, I think, as well.
I don't know about spending money, but they definitely get
They get expenses.
they
like-
get their hotel and blah blah blah. So for them, it's like a nice day out.
No, I don't know. You know, my mum used benefits quite a lot when I was growing up because she was a single mum. But
So
I don't know.
do
She, yeah, but she never like made it out like it was, you know, something to be striving for.
Yeah.
It was always you know, I'm a single parent. I've got 2 kids to raise. Right, I can't work. But for me, a 29-year-old able-bodied man, to be like, yeah, I've got no kids, I've got no responsibility. The amount of people off work for like stuff like depression, like Grace's housemate at the moment, he hasn't been to work for like 3 weeks because he hates his job, so he doesn't want to go. So he doesn't go, and he gets paid because he gets a doctor's note saying that he's depressed. And he's not depressed about anything. If someone is you know, actually depressed, then fine. But Scott,
I am listening to you.
I know you're listening, but you're concentrating on the cat. People,
She worries me. Look at her, sat there, all maudlin.
that's all I ever see this cat do, Scott. I've never witnessed any activity from this cat that would make me think that it's not acting how it always acts right now.
I'm just soft for the cat, soft for the JoJo,
Soft for the pussy.
soft for the hells. Yeah, let's give me some of that.
Oh.
That was a tinny cheers.
No, that's gay. So,
Why'd you do it?
Well, I don't know. I got fucking swept up in the moment.
Well,
Whenever
for you.
and everyone does a cheers, you know, it's legally responsible to reciprocate the cheers.
Now there's a good game. I might need to incorporate that. If I get more involved at work and they start having social functions, the most inappropriate cheers I can get people to do.
Or wait till
let's
like,
hear it for Ebola, everyone. Yeah. Oh no, so no, you all did it.
well, because I go on holiday, I'm slightly concerned because I'm sick, so I worry that when I travel back into the UK, if I've got the sniffles,
And the temperature. Yeah, you're fucked.
Is it? But they said they're checking for temperatures.
Yeah, they're body scanning people's.
But they're
body
not doing it up
temperatures.
the arse, are they?
No, it's like a scanner, like an X-ray.
They're not sticking thermometers up bottoms.
No.
That'd be interesting though, if that's what they were doing at
I'm
customs.
pretty sure that would go. That violates your Geneva human rights. Not
Well,
your actual human rights. I think that'd be hilarious.
I don't think inserting things in arses is in the. Do you think that's in the code?
It is if you don't want it. It's like I so seriously don't.
But
have
once
a
if they-
bylaw.
if they want
procedure.
But if you've got drugs, they can search your arse cavity. So why can't they just stick a thermometer? I mean, they don't whack it as far up as the fingers go up. Like it just sticks a bit at your bottom.
I would like the sound of any of this. Leave my asshole alone.
Well,
That's what. So what? Because a few people ruined arseholes. They literally ruined arseholes. You can't even, because so many people started hiding shit up their arseholes that now it's socially acceptable for other people, strangers, as long as they're wearing gloves and some sort of official looking uniform, they're allowed to root around in your arsehole.
yeah, because back in the day, you could just stash things by your cock, like, and then you stash them by the cock.
Then
like,
they started grabbing at cocks.
Yeah, but you know, you couldn't have a kilo of anything in your pants, like, you know, you'd notice. But if you had a little bit for own use, that's how you could get through customs. But even under the balls isn't safe anymore.
I bet in 50 years it's going to be like, do you know, like 50 years ago, these fuckers back then just left the house whenever they wanted. What? That's crazy.
You mean left the house? What, to go to the shops?
Yeah.
You think everyone
Because
will be
that's
locked
how
inside?
I would feel if it was like 50 years. Oh, I had a point. God damn you, weed.
You have a couple of takes, Scott, and
God
then
damn you.
that's it. There you go.
I had a point. Let me try and put it together.
Nah, we don't care anymore. That's the problem with marijuana, Scott.
What?
You start thinking about things, and then you realise that it wasn't worth thinking about.
Yeah, trying to put long thought threads together is not a good idea.
No. Yeah, for sure.
I think we should end the
Nitty-gritty.
podcast now. I don't have the wherewithal.
All right. Well, yeah, we're gonna have a pause while Scott jumps in the cold shower and cries in the corner and gets back to normality. For me, the funniest moments with smoking weed is when I'll put it off all day. It's like I've got to be ready for 5 o'clock. I'm not gonna get high. I'm gonna be good. So then I'm good because usually I have a joint about midday if I got to be at work at 5 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, loads of time.
Yeah, 5 hours to my out. But some days I'll try and be good and I'll pull it off. But then it gets to like 3:30 and I'm just like, oh fuck, I really want to have a fucking joint right now. I really want to have a joint. And then I'll end up smoking one and then half an hour later I'll be freaking out because I'm still fucking high and I've got to go to work.
Well, yeah, I'm very guilty of that sometimes. Like, I know I shouldn't smoke one.
Do you ever smoke in the morning before you go to work?
No, not anymore.
I would.
I haven't done that for years.
Really?
Years.
Wouldn't it make the journey more easier?
No, see, what I like in a good going to work journey is having my wits about me and reading my book. If I go to work,
Can you read stoned?
Yeah, I can read stoned, but I'd be far too aware of... I'd be more concerned about the dude on the armrest.
Because I think it's
Whereas
funny.
at the moment, I'm just like, you're a fucking prick. I get on with my day.
I think the guy that... Because I got on the bus and I was thinking of the weed. Because I just smoked the joint
Just
before.
thinking of the wee.
Weed. Thinking of weed. I got on the bus and then the guy... And I stank a bit, I could smell it. But then the guy next to me sat down and he stank a bit of weed as well. I was like, oh, excellent.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, we combined and made like
That's beautiful.
a non-smell.
Yeah. No one could actually... It might be him. Well, it could be him.
Yeah, and then there was an old guy sitting in front of us, and he looked at the rude boy next to him and thought it was him. But I wanted to say, no, it's us two. We're both stoned, I can tell.
Yeah.
If only more people got stoned. I think realistically, in 50 years' time, marijuana will be legal in this country.
Oh, man.
And then we'll be talking about, oh, you remember having to go to a shop and having to go and see people outside, and people will be like, why didn't you just go to the shop? It's like, no, I didn't. Not that type of shop.
You kids just don't understand.
But everyone knows what it's like still, Scott. That hasn't changed. Everyone's still picking up drugs in the same old stupid fucking way of having to go to someone dodgy.
And pay over the odds for...
Shit, sometimes.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get. They should have medical marijuana, but they should all have medical ecstasy.
Well, yeah,
medical cocaine.
I used to be firmly one of those people that's like, okay, medical marijuana.
Yeah, it sounds so gay.
It's like, yeah, look, I've got a prescription.
You fag.
I must drink some Jamesons on a Friday. It's, look, my doctor signed and dated it. I have to drink the Jamesons. A weed prescription, come on. Okay, I'm not as ignorant as I once was
No,
about
like that.
But, I don't know, this country...
Of course. The only reason it's illegal is because we jumped on the fucking American
They
bandwagon.
tried to declassify... Well, no, not even
They did
declassify.
declassify it.
Yeah, they whacked it down the ranking system a few points, and they couldn't even handle it. What was it, 18 months, and then it went back up to what, a B?
No, well, it's just because
Jesus.
it's when it comes to doing it via politics, it's always, if you declassify it, you'll win votes. And if you reclassify it back up, you'll win votes as well. Because you'll win votes by the people that want it declassified, and you'll win votes by the people that want it recriminalised. So that's why it went down and went up, because they saw, like, right, we can win a lot of voters if we all just say we're going to reclassify it. And they'll probably jump up and down.
Well, look, let's have this conversation the way it needs to be had. Instead of just, two voices coming at it from a weird angle, let's just lay it out on the table. Because we both have a very similar view on this, and it's not a very popular view. It's not a real...
People don't like marijuana. They say it's like a gateway drug, and if you're going to do it, you're going to,
Yeah, there's a lot of stereotypes involved, like, it makes you lazy, and it makes you,
It makes you lazy, because when you smoke it, you're being lazy.
Well, that's the thing, you're lazy, and it amplifies the laziness, which
Yeah.
makes it feel great.
But I smoke and go to work, and I can apply myself, and I can do my job perfectly fine,
And
having the
smoke
joint.
and do my goddamn washing.
Actually,
and ironing.
yeah, it helps because it numbs the brain a bit, so you can do boring tasks that would have bored you. But when you're stoned, you're like, this is kind of enjoyable.
And this is what I mean. This is what we should talk about because it's ridiculous. So
Well, just talk about it. Don't say let's talk about it.
So
Talk about it.
So the status quo is that, like, drugs in general are bad things. Not designed, like, they're actually designed for ruining human people. Like, they're the killer of civilizations, goddammit.
Yeah.
That's how lofty these drugs are. And there's a lot of good evidence to suggest that they do ruin lives, and there's a lot of evidence to suggest that they don't. But when you look at these things individually and logically, so, you know, you have things like heroin in America, they have the schedules. Schedule 1, that's the worst, and Schedule 2. So marijuana is in Schedule 1, which is the worst. And I can't remember, I'm going to talk out my ass. Either cocaine, I think cocaine's Schedule 2.
We shouldn't be talking about America. Fuck America. Who cares about America?
Well, alright, over
Do it, Class A's.
Class A's are heroin,
Ecstasy, cocaine, psychedelics as well.
All sorts. DMT, the mushroom.
Yeah. And then B is marijuana
and pills like barbiturates, I think. You know, like, what do you call them? Diazepams and... No, actually, like opium and... No, not opium. What's that? Codeine.
Yeah.
Like hardcore painkillers.
Yeah, and then C is things like what are those ones that people take for sleeping. I've taken them Valium. I think they're C. I think
like
even
diazepams. Diazepams and things like that. Whereas barbiturates are like, I think, the heavy ones that make you sleep. They're the ones that depress your entire system.
Because
AKA the good shit.
Obviously, anyway. In America, like, you know, the system's fucked, but it's better to talk about it in the like a UK sense, because at least we're not stupid enough to put marijuana in Class A's. You know, there's no way marijuana, like, you know, there's no scientific evidence for, you know, that if anyone smokes, they're going to die.
So playing the dumb game, we're the second dumbest. You know, it's my point is, it's like, when are we going to actually? We're not at a point where the consensus is 100% like, this is bullshit, we're being lied to.
No, the consensus is that this is an illegal drug and, you know, people shouldn't smoke it, but everyone does. You know, there's a huge percentage of the population, you know, either occasionally, on the rare occasion of the parties perhaps, or, you know, everyday use. There's a ton of people that are smoking it, and they're not mentalists. You know, stuff like reefer madness, it doesn't count anymore, and stuff like heroin and, you know, all these hard drugs, you know, that's something that...
Yeah, you can't compare weed to heroin or even booze. You can't compare weed to booze.
No, you can't, no.
Booze is a lot harder.
Yeah, it's more savage. Like, alcoholism would ruin a life far more than being a stoner. If you were a complete stoner, the only thing that would happen is you just ruin your social life. You know, you stay in and you get drunk. You drink booze, you ruin your social life in a different way. Like, in an aggressive, I'm going to kill you way, not in a...
Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bizarre.
Yeah, so, but I honestly believe, because what we have to understand, like, all the gays now, they can get married, and, you know, we're
all the gays.
Yeah, and we're trawling through all the bullshit, and we're, you know, slowly, as an intelligent, educated society, we're going to figure out what all the bullshit is, you know, and eventually, hopefully, everything will be set right. Because even with politics, you know, there's a buck to be made, and it's just ridiculous. Like, you know, if you want society to continue and to live prosperously, invest more in marijuana, because you'll have happier people.
Yeah.
Like, in the long term, if it was weed bars instead of booze bars, they'd be open 24 hours a day, because there wouldn't be any trouble kicking out, except for, you know, helping people find where they are. You know, that'd be the most difficult point. People just being so lazy that they won't leave. But, you know, they're not going to, you know, they might fall asleep. And you're like, what an arsehole. Did you see that the other day, Gary? And
he's always doing this, man.
All the security guards like, this guy is so out of control, he won't wake up. Not this guy just tried to fucking stab a Nuki Brown bottle in my face, like, you know, and tried to eat my ear off because he was so fucking drunk. I hate it, man.
It's backwards.
Yeah, and booze is awesome. Like, don't say we can't drink.
Oh no, I'm not saying it, I'm just talking about like physiologically. It's worse for you.
Yeah, it's worse for your health and it's worse for your.
But it does great things for you as well.
Yeah.
Nobody ever talks about the good stuff that booze does. Well, I think English people are a lot more savvy with it.
Yeah,
because
because
we're
the pub.
such a savage fucking drinking
Going to the pub.
race.
Going to the pub, there is that that's
We
an
know how to
experience.
drink.
No,
We
but
know
that's
how
an
to
experience. Like you'll have stories from going down the pub. Every pub has.
Most of your formative years, it's all about trying to get into the pub.
Well, the big, what else
You
is
get in
there?
the pub.
What else is there to do, really?
We're in a fucking pub. I was thinking about that the other night. I was thinking about why me and my mate Dave, when I played darts so much.
Want to play darts?
No, I don't. When me and my friend Dave played darts,
Yeah.
not specifically just me and him, but we always seemed to stay behind more and slam the double whiskies when we both knew it was dumb. It's fucking 11:30. We both got to be up at 7. Yeah, we should both get a double Jameson's before last tube. That kind of thing. When we'd already sunk 6 pints in the night before.
Yeah.
In the night previously, sorry. I was thinking about that, and it's like, why is that?
Because you feel the nice, you feel that fucking warmth in your stomach, and you feel like, yes, I finally.
Well, I attribute it to, like, me and him were both very similar in upbringing. Like, Irish, English, Scottish parents kind of thing. Heavy drinkers, Catholic school, and all that kind of stuff. And I haven't asked him, but I'm pretty sure, because my dad used to take me down the pub when I was from, like, the age of 4. I cannot remember a weekend when I was a kid where I went in the pub. My dad was on the committee, goddammit, at the Working Men's pub in Harlesden. Always in the pub.
Those are things.
Learned how to play pool in the pub.
I bet you soon enough people won't even know what those are anymore, Scott.
What? Working Men's pubs?
Uh-huh.
Oh, they're few on the... They're thin on the ground as it is, but back then it was like my dad was on the committee of one, and he was a member of 2 others. Him and my mum used to go down, cheap drinks. Nice little meat raffle on a Sunday. Oi, oi. Who doesn't like a fucking gammon knuckle? Get your gammon knuckle.
Gammon knuckle?
A gammon knuckle, my friend.
Is that actually a word, or do you say that incorrectly?
No, it's a knuckle of gammon. That is the grinder of weed. It's very wet.
What, your pussy?
Hey. Always. My back pussy. Huh? What were we talking? Oh yeah,
Growing
up in the pub.
Living in a pub's awesome.
Yeah.
I love living in pubs.
But do you remember a lot of that when you were growing up?
Going to the pub? My mum...
Being taken to the pub.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like I was going to the pub, I was taken to the pub.
But now you look back on it and you're like, oh, I was one of those fucking annoying kids that was running around pissing everyone off, like.
Yeah.
Who likes kids in what adults like kids in pubs? But then
yeah. It's
pubs
annoying,
pubs aren't the same anymore, because pubs are more. They're all gastro. They're all fucking wanky, and it's more catered towards
even
kids.
Weatherspoons. Certain Weatherspoons are sinister.
Well, if you went into a pub back in the day and you were like, yeah, you got a baby chair, they'd be like, fuck off, mate. What the fuck are you talking about? Baby chair?
It's called the Basso, mate.
Yeah.
You fucking cunts.
Fucking wanker. Like, what do you think this is? Like, you can bring your kid, but I'm not supplying fucking everything that, for your kid being here. But now, you got parents, you got drinks for kids in
there was
the
a
pub.
certain level of acceptance when I was a kid being taken to the pub.
Do you know what a baby chino is? It's a fucking miniature.
Sounds like an Urban Dictionary thing.
No, it's like a miniature cappuccino for babies. Like, so it's something you'd order for a kid. It's called a baby chino. So when you get a really creamy fucking cappuccino with the creamy head on the top, it's just foam. It's just that foam with a bit of fucking chocolate powder on the top, so the kids can get a little spoon and eat it. And yeah, it's called a baby chino, and to me, it's a symbolism of everything that's wrong with modern society, and yummy mummies. Like everyone's like yummy mummies, or I love them. Oh,
I
yummy
can't
mummies.
stand yummy mummies.
Oh,
they
they're
get in my way
so-
when I go to Queen's Park Farmers Market.
They've got, you know, okay. So when you talk about yummy mummies, you're like, yeah, okay, they're kind of attractive, but they're just horrible people.
Yeah.
You know, everything. My child.
They're the liberal types that will push a homeless woman over with a pram, you know?
Yeah.
I know, I think it's terrible the way black people were depicted in the London riots. I think it was absolute outrage. Get out of my way, smelly person. They're those type of fucking people. They're awful, just wastrel fucking limpets.
Yeah, like hipsters.
They attach themselves to men who have overly high paying jobs, you know?
Yeah, so they don't have to work.
And then they can slosh about and go to Costa with the double pram and fuck everyone's day up because they're trying to get somewhere. Because, you know, they ain't got anything else to do. They're brood mares. You keep them at home, you keep them well fed, you keep them well watered, you buy them a mulberry bag, and you fill them with spunk. So,
What?
so
Where
you
did that
fill
come
them-
from?
You fill them with spunk, and then a baby comes out, and it's great. It's great. I've always wanted a big family. That's why I only spend 3 hours a night in my house. My job, it's 18-hour days. You have no idea.
Yeah, they're in the pub as well half
Oh,
the time.
yeah. You're networking with the boys. If you're not with the boys, I tell you what, you're nowhere. You're nowhere. So what you need to realise is you need to play hard, you need to work hard.
Whenever days
Fucking
get at their darkest, Scott, sometimes I think maybe I should, you know, bite the bullet and become one.
You should come work with me. You should come work in the office.
Well, I know of us.
We would have so much fun. Because I know how to do it now. So I could embed you in and we could both rape these... We could rape these places for money and do very little work. I didn't say that. What I mean is, you should respect the institution.
No, I thought I don't want to rape anyone.
I said rape them for their money.
Oh,
I
right.
didn't mean like actually drag them in a corner and rape
But that's
them
one
and
good.
take their wallets.
That's one really good way of getting someone's money. Is like raping them. Because after you rape them, they'll give you their money. They'd be like, they'd be weeping and crying. So they'd be like, yeah, you can have all my money. Like, just go away.
Maybe you shouldn't come work with me. Might be a bad idea.
No, I don't. I hate working, Scott. I hate
Yeah, so do I.
job. I think we have the
What I
same
hate
kind
worse
of attitude
is-
towards it.
What I hate worse is the fact I have to pretend I don't. That fucks me off more than anything.
And it's so amazing.
Come on, we're all miserable together. Come
It's
on.
so amazing how good people are at pretending that they like it.
It's insane. Come on, we're all miserable together. Why don't you just chill out?
Like when
Come on.
someone's like being a dick, but you know they're not being a dick themselves. They're being a dick through a company. It's amazing that you can't, you know, just look at them in the eye and be like, come on, you know, you're doing your job. It don't matter, you
we
know.
both know you like to do body shots.
Body-
You know, that kind of thing. You look at someone in their... Like you're saying, you look them in their eye, you look them into their soul. It's
No,
like,
but
come
you
on.
never see anything, man.
No.
You don't see anything. You just look at them and they're angry at you. They're mad at you, and you're just like, why are you mad at me? Like, I'm not even.
But is it a blessing or is it a curse, Liam?
Well, the ignorance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a blessing. No, it
I
helps.
think that sometimes.
Of course, man, because these
It
people,
annoys me.
you know, people have, you know, the norms of society. They have their jobs, they have their wife, they have their kids, they have stability and insurance, and then, you know, they can look to the future and be like, everything's gonna be okay. Me, I can't look a week into the future and know that everything's gonna be okay. Yeah, I look a couple of days, you know, maybe tomorrow and the day after,
Yeah.
or the next time I'm gonna get paid is about as far as I look into any future.
Yeah.
And yeah, after a bit, it starts to break you down a bit. You're kind of like, oh, you know, every month's a struggle to, you know, get the rent, get the bills,
Yeah.
get some fucking food in me, like, and get my weed, and you know, maybe I should just give it all up, Scott. Maybe, but then if I were to give it up, then I wouldn't have the weed, and I wouldn't have the booze, and I wouldn't have the drinking, because that's part of giving it up. So it's a
You'd
dirty
be one of
catch.
those homeless guys that drink hand sanitizer.
Yeah. I was hoping I was going to
Instead
be
of
able
lovely
to.
red stripes around my house.
Yeah, I was hoping I'd be able to last the last 25 minutes, Scott, but I have to use the toilet. How do they do it? How do they do it?
I'm actually keeping it down.
Oh, right. But how do they... Do they not go and piss in other podcasts when they do a 3-hour podcast?
Yeah, but in the 3-hour podcast though, they don't hammer red stripes like it's going out of fashion like we do.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I've reached an age...
This is how we drink.
Yeah, but...
It's ridiculous. It's actually pathetic, really. The
What?
way it's like I bought 6 beers and it's like, what's that lasted? 45 to 55 minutes.
Yeah.
Because that's how we drink beer.
Well, I'm going to have to love you and leave you. I need to piss.
Go for it.
Now pissing has been mentioned, Scott.
I think it's something witty. See that? There's nothing worse than dead air, is there? No. Well, so what have I been doing? I've been working, keeping my head down, trying to survive. I'm sorry, this is awful. Let me think of something outrageous to say. I'm a bit annoyed at how few people have listened to this. But then again, I kind of knew. I mean, we got like 23 views or listens for the first episode. And I thought that was pretty impressive. Bearing in mind that me and Liam like clicked on it out of excited novelty, probably 6 times each. But this has been really good. We both look forward to this. We do. It's become a thing. And I think both of us have lacked that creative output, and we're both highly creative people. So it's been really good. It's been nice. I get a nice comforting feeling from the podcast. Just explaining how this has become a creative outlet.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like something to look forward to. It's like,
Yeah.
right, okay, I'm going to do a week of bullshit, and then I get to rant for an hour and a half, and yeah.
You can talk about it.
Yeah, get it all off on my fucking chest, Scott.
Get to have a conversation.
Yeah. I love it when I've had sex, and then, you get a whiff of the fact that you've had sex that day. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, just yeah.
The smell of it kind of lingers on you.
I can't be too depressed. I got my balls sucked earlier.
Yeah.
Why am I being so melancholy?
Yeah, exactly.
What am I being so melancholy about? Yeah. You gotta enjoy the...
Little things.
I wasn't gonna say little. You just gotta enjoy the...
6-inch. Massive. Actually, that's not massive. What am I talking about? Oh dear. Giving
gotta-
myself away there, Scott.
You gotta enjoy the sex. You just do.
I was thinking the other day whether I'd want to have a 12-inch penis, or whether it'd just be a burden. Like, because there'd be more...
I think it'd probably be a burden.
There'd be more of it to wank. I don't know. I think it'd just
It'd be a nightmare when you needed a shit. You would have to
flopping in the way.
you would have to literally take it out and flop it over the top. And the older you get, the more you want to take a piss and shit at the same time.
Yeah.
So you would have to kind of, that would be...
What, if you got shit on your dick because it was swinging down?
No, but that's the worst thing as well. I don't think it would even be getting shit on your dick. That might be an issue, but it'd be the fact that the tip of it was just touching the cold porcelain.
Oh, yeah.
It'd just
dirty.
it'd be hanging down. Like, I got the helmet, seriously, on the porcelain.
Yeah. And then you
That's
can't,
not good.
and sometimes like if I've taken a real stinker, you like to flush the toilet after you're done, and then air the room out a bit before you get down to wiping. So then if you did that, then your dick would get all water on it. Like it just when sometimes you're using something as a toilet and then you don't think about it, you flush and suddenly like water starts cascading up your ass. You get a wet ass. I fucking hate that. People just sort their toilets out.
Well, I get it in my own toilet a little bit.
Yeah?
Where just
But I worry that it's shit water.
touching. I
I
just get touching.
like the turd's going to fly back up, from the pressure from the water.
I don't worry about that. I worry about snakes.
Or going up your arse.
I know, I've thought about it, like, in my most paranoid moments. I don't know, I must have seen something somewhere. But I've been like, this is an opportune moment for me to get fucked by a snake. And there's no rhyme or reason behind it, but it's like, I'll just turn the light on and lift up the lid. By rights, I should just go in and not, because it's late or whatever. And it's like, no, I must have seen something somewhere.
One thing I kind of miss, and I wish
Affected me.
well, I wish I still experienced it. Is like when you used to. I remember watching Alien and then going to the toilet and taking a piss and then kind of looking up in the corners of the room because I thought maybe the alien might be like kind of like sitting there in the corner waiting to jump at me.
So you're waiting for you to turn the light on and it to go.
Yeah, but you could kind of like because you're a kid, you can vividly imagine it so much that when I think back on it, I can see the alien in the corner, even though there was never an alien there. He was never in the corner, but I can picture him up there, waiting for me to take my piss. Like,
I remember spending so much time as a kid, like lying in bed because I couldn't sleep because I had the same problem that I have now with the old brain.
Yeah.
Just going blah blah blah. But I remember spending so much time, like when you shut your eyes, there's like I don't know how to explain it.
A light.
There's little flickery like orange lights, and if you concentrate on them, they kind of fly off.
Yeah, you can kind of go through one of those like old computer games where you're kind of flying through a pixelated kind of universe and stars.
It's trippy as shit.
Yeah, of course.
It's trippy as fucking shit.
I
often think about that, and it's like I don't do that anymore.
You can do it any time.
I don't do it anymore.
All you have to do is kind of like squint your eyes and kind
I know I can do it.
Concentrate on your brain.
I never do it.
Well, I don't want to do it because I can't sleep when I do it.
I liked it when I was a kid. What is that? Are you staring into your brain?
No, it's just like leftover light residue. Like
this is where Nicola would be good because Nicola's.
When you look at the sun and you close your eye, or you look at a bright light and close your eyes, and you can still see the light.
Yeah.
On your eyeball, like you can still see where it was. It's like that.
It's a different type of light, though.
Yeah, I know. You can.
It's an orange, red.
It depends. Yeah, you can. It feels like you're traveling through like the wormhole on Stargate.
Tron shit.
Yeah, like I always think about the wormhole on Stargate, like I'm flying through the stars.
Yeah, and you can make it go mad. I haven't done that in years. Maybe I need to do that.
Well, I remember. It hasn't happened for years as well.
Even though I get mushrooms, I'm so gagging for a trip.
I used to be able to close my eyes and then I'd be able to picture things and then actually create them, so I could actually see them in my mind. Like I'd be thinking about something and it would materialise as an image in my closed eyes.
I used to do that when I was reading.
Yeah.
As a kid, I found it real easy to convert the words on the page into a vista.
Yeah,
I can do it now, but it's a bit foggier. It's a lot foggier, actually.
I don't concentrate enough when I read.
Well, I'm rereading Ham on Rye at the moment because I've gone on a little bit of a Bukowski kick at the moment. And yeah, it's real easy to picture that. Because he paints such a bleak, honest image.
Because you know what he looks like as well.
Yeah, well, not really as a kid though. But he still looks kind of Bukowski-ish as a kid. Big fucking hulking features and...
Yeah, Bukowski gives hope to everyone.
Born into this.
Yeah. But
I love Bukowski. His poems are awesome.
But, for someone to be so old, it makes you think, like...
The blondes with the tight pussies came too late.
Yeah.
There's a great line. That's like, he said that when he was like 59 or something. What a lament. What a lament. The blondes with the tight pussies came too late. And he said it honestly. It wasn't contrived or it was hilarious. That's what I loved about him. When I knew him, back in the day. Didn't know Bukowski. How much fucking faith do you put in stuff from yesteryear?
Faith?
I love stuff from yesteryear. I love old books, old music, old everything. I'm not a big fan of what's going on right now.
Well, look,
there's certain avenues of it that I do like comedy.
Look, what I can tell you is that what I've kind of worked out...
Some music.
...is that whilst you're in the moment, whilst you're in an era, like this era, there's so much shit that if you try and concentrate on what's coming out and what's happening right now,
it's impossible.
It's a lot of fucking noise. Like
it is. It's like white noise. Just.
But if you've got, a time span to look back on, then you can find, the things that, gains cult status, let's say, and things that have been renowned for being awesome, and it makes things easier to find. Because while it's going on, no one knows how amazing it's going to be.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually.
Because
I learn about stuff on Twitter and all that kind of thing that I would never even. My interest wouldn't even take me down those avenues.
Yeah. Because, what's the point in finding out what someone's up to right now? You want to... What's going on here, Scott?
I got a text message. Let's read the text message. Need a credit card?
Close.
Technically, yes, but no.
Yeah, so that's why, when people say, oh, there's no good music and there's no, oh, everything was better back in the day. No, there is stuff out there. It's just fucking, you've got to work to find it. But you've always had to work to find it. Because now, something like the internet is no different from television. What you're given access to and all the crap that's on all the websites that we go onto. You've got to look deeper in order to find stuff. Because the best stuff isn't what's been hyped. Kings of Leon weren't the best band in the world. But for that time when that Sex is on Fire song and that album came out, they were the greatest band in the world. People look back on it and be like, my God, this band released that album that year. Like, that was the best fucking album of that year.
Oh my God.
But now you can't look on it, you can't complain about now because there's so much happening right now that you kind of get lost up in it. But there's still, there's so much out there. There's so much to learn and to fucking engage.
I'm so glad you introduced me to Fiddler.
Yeah, Fiddler are awesome.
Love Fiddler.
Yeah, great band.
Really, really just, I don't know, cuts through the shit. It's
Yeah, I want to see them live, definitely.
Me too.
Definitely on my list.
Alright, we'll put that down. Weasel.
Yeah, well, they should be touring soon, I would have thought, if they just released an album.
Oh, look. The thing I'm always on the lookout for is The Shining in the cinema. That's the thing I'm always on the fucking lookout. I'll put that into Google once every 2 weeks. The Shining, like London. It's so awesome.
I'm still annoyed that I haven't seen 2001 Space Odyssey in the cinema yet. That's something that...
Prince Charles have done that a couple of times.
Yeah, I know, I've always missed it. It's real
I'll keep an eye out for that as well if you want.
Yeah.
That'd be an awesome one to get really fucking stoned.
Yeah.
Holy moly stoned. Not even drink beer. Like, just fucking...
It's always a bit of a pain in the ass getting stoned around the Prince Charles because it's too central. You've got to walk a bit. It's not far. Not far. I know some places...
In central London, every single street has got something on it. You can't turn down an alleyway.
There's feds everywhere, man.
We'll get stoned before.
Yeah, but then by the time you travel down, it's not the same. It's not the same, man. Like, by the time you've done the journey, you get down, you get in your seat, you just sit down, and then you're kind of coming out of it a bit.
I mean the, proper stoned and see 2001. That'll hit you in areas that you didn't think you could be hitting.
Yeah, that would be awesome on the big screen, man.
I do that for a lot of Kubrick shit. Like, you ain't seen Barry Lyndon as well.
Oh, I still haven't seen that.
I might need to put... I've got a real nice Blu-ray copy of it. That's one. It's 3 hours long. So really,
Probably why I haven't watched it.
You need a long period of time. And what better else to do, if you do, than get really baked?
Isn't that one too confusing to get baked to?
No. Because if you're baked and you're smoking weed and then you start it, you'll lock straight in. It's very long, but Kubrick had he told it really well.
Ah, lovely. Well, I'm a bit stoned now, Scott.
And I'm a fanboy.
You're a fanboy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always been intrigued by this fascination with fanboyism and stuff like that. I've never, whilst I really, really like stuff, there's not many movies that I can watch over and over again. Back in the day, I used to watch movies over and over again, but that's because I only had movies. I didn't have access to everything.
My kidneys are screaming at me.
Oh, right.
Talk to the people. Talk to the fourth wall.
What was I talking about?
Movies.
Yeah, but I forget what the fuck I was saying now. Yeah. Alright, so back in the day, you only had a couple of movies. Like, you had maybe 20 DVDs, 30 DVDs, so you just watch the same shit over and over again, and just to get to know movies. But now, the problem I find is that I download loads of stuff, and I never get around to watching it. It just remains on my hard drive, and for some reason, if I had that on the DVD, if I had it in a real format, I'd whack it on straight away and want to watch it. But because it's just another file amongst another 40 fucking movies that I haven't watched, I just can't be bothered. I just get really fucking. I'm just like, nah, I don't want to watch that. Even though I really want to watch that, I'm just like, nah, I'm not in the right mood. And like I know what kind of fucking mood I'm in at any given point. So yeah, there's a couple of films that are on my list of things to watch that I'm no closer to watching. One of them is Under the Skin with oh god, some hot bird. Anyway, she's an alien. It sounds a bit Cronenberg-y. Cronenberg? Yeah, I think that's his name. But what have I watched recently that's been good? I've just been watching lots of Louis Theroux. I fucking love. I watched the Jimmy Savile episode again. The Jimmy Savile episode is just. It's so disturbing to watch. How anyone could, not have seen the signs that this is one of the biggest celebrities in the fucking country. And he's never had a girlfriend. He's never had a relationship. He's never been tied to any women ever. How anyone could not think that was a bit strange. Because he's a guy, and he's got access to pussy, and he's not going for it. So I don't know, man. If I was in charge of investigations, I would have caught Savile a long time before anyone else. These guys are fucking. Everyone's a lunatic for not fucking seeing it. At least, like for me and you, Scott, we weren't around for the age of Savile. Like, he was just a dirty old man.
I don't remember Jim Will Fix It.
No, that was
We were post Jim Will Fix It.
That's our parents. They'll remember Jim Will Fix It.
No, my parents were old.
Well, they must have remembered Jim Will Fix It.
Yeah, they would have, but they wouldn't have remembered it in like the kid context. I'm not trying to throw my missus under the bus and talk about her age, but she's a bit older than me.
Do you think she'll have watched it?
Yeah, she had a picture. I'll save this for when Liam gets back because he needs to hear it. Consider this a Hollyoaks-esque cliffhanger. What happens to Steve? Does he swallow the load? Anyway.
Has that happened again? Have we drunk all the beers and I haven't realised?
There was one.
Oh, right.
Do you want to share it?
Well, yeah, we should. Because I'm ill, I'll pour it into my can.
There you go. So, did Nicola grow up with Jimmy Savile? Well, her parents used to have a picture of her meeting Jimmy Savile.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She met Jimmy Savile?
Oh, yes.
Did you ask her if he did anything?
What do you mean, did I ask her? Of course, I didn't have to ask her.
Like she did, you think she'd already have told you if she had?
No, Liam, she made a joke about it. The first thing when it all came out was, like the first, Jimmy Savile, oh my god, he's been doing. She looked at me and she was like, I met him, never laid a finger on me. Cunt. Nicola's cool. She makes jokes. I'm not sure if it was her or her and her brother. But yeah, that's hilarious. Because he was big. He was like a patron of the Stoke Mandeville.
He was big, was he?
Oh,
I didn't know how endowed he was.
Big and veiny. He was like ambassador or chairman of Stoke Mandeville.
Frere Rocher?
Disabled Limb Centre. So that was one of his haunts, the Limb Centre.
They won't give up much of a struggle if they haven't got their limbs.
What are they going to do? Crawl away? Yeah, but they'll do that half as quick. He was an evil cunt. But yeah, so some Aylesbury fest.
What's your viewpoint of all these people getting arrested all the time because, they might have shagged a groupie back in the day who,
Right, well, we have to be very specific because there's a difference.
Well, alright,
some guys getting done for shagging groupies and some guys getting done for, really horrendous shit.
Really, the amount of actual convictions out of all the people that have been arrested is slim. I only think they caught, one or two other people and at least, fucking 10 guys.
Well, that guy they call, what's his name? Dave Lee Travis. Again, another kind of throwback celebrity from years beyond.
Yeah.
Past before ours. The hairy cornflake, I think, is what the derogatory. I don't know him. I didn't grow up with him on TV or radio.
I don't know who he is.
Dave Lee Travis.
I know the name. Like.
We know who he is as like a cultural thing. Anyway, during his trial, there was one day the BBC, you know, they just throw up like the most funny or the most. The headline is always. It doesn't have to be pertinent to the information.
Yeah.
So it was a quote from his trial that he made, saying, "I'm just a tactile person," and that really made me laugh because it's like, okay. The people that know what tactile means are going to go, "Ugh," and the people that don't know are going to see that as like,
oh my god.
that's recent. Tactile? Is that like some word for...
Pedophile?
Just,
it's
yeah,
got "ile"
like,
in the end. It must be the same.
What does that mean? And then they would have to go and look it up, but I don't actually put it on a lot of people that they did. So, you know, they would have read it. And then you click on it going, he's tactile. What does that mean? And they would have clicked it and they would have read, and it's like, tactile, oh, he just means that he was like a really affectionate, huggy, touchy kind of person.
And they'd be like, oh, what a weirdo.
Yeah, of course he was. Because that's what these fucking perverts are, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, see, you've screwed like loads of people over really easily because they're dumb.
Yeah.
By using a word they don't know the meaning of. To lead them down a path that you won't actually tell them, no, you're being stupid, you know. It's like playing on people's ignorance is actually a good thing because it makes them hit this page more.
Well, I saw this thing where they were saying that
sinister shit.
a lot of memories that people have are false. Like people actually end up making up their own.
Oh, eyewitness accounts are notoriously unreliable, apparently.
Yeah. So people, if someone can tell a story enough that they put themselves in the story, even though they definitely weren't in the story. But you give them a lie detector test, and they'll come through positive that they were there. But you know, their wife's told them the story a few times, and you know, one time she might have accidentally mentioned he was there, and then by the end he thinks that he was there at that car crash. Like, yeah, I was there, and it's like, no, you didn't even know me then.
He may have read one. Like stream of consciousness novel, and he really got into it and didn't know why.
That's why when people confess, like a lie detector isn't adequate for working out whether they've actually done it or not.
No,
because people can be mental enough to think that they actually did do it. Like these,
yeah, but what about the reverse as well? What about if you just strap it to me and I'm completely innocent, but I'm freaked out? You've attached me to a lie detector.
Yeah.
You know, what's your name? It's Scott Ryan. Don't lie to me!
Did
The
you
needle's going off the chart. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I was walking down the street and you put a hood over me and threw me in a van, and now I'm attached to a goddamn lie detector.
And they always get confused why people have accidentally confessed to crimes that they didn't do, and it's like, well, you did interrogate someone for 18 hours. So.
It's like, have you ever seen The Name of the Father?
Mm-mm.
No?
What's that?
The one about the Guildford Four, I think it was. Or the Birmingham Four. One of the fours.
Right.
One of those, you know, some IRA chaps blew up a pub in the 70s. Pretty raw as well. Like that tactic of...
Did they do it? Or is this what...
No, the film is Daniel Day-Lewis,
Okay.
Pete Postlethwaite. This was Tour de Force, Liam. You should get it.
Yeah.
1992, 94.
So what, they confessed to it, but they didn't do it?
Yeah, they confessed to it, and they showed, like... them
Were they
getting-
tortured?
Yeah, like, they got picked up and fucked up, man. Like, elbowed and head slammed off desks, and you fucking little Mick Irish prick. You did it, didn't you? And then, like, one of them, that's the whole thing, one of them, Jerry Conlon was his name.
Yeah.
And his dad. His dad got picked up and thrown in there as well. And they were both completely innocent. So they, even during the interrogation process, they were like, we've got your old man next door, and we're fucking him up, and like, horrendous, man. Like, just, there's another really good one about the Troubles as well, called, I think it's called Shame? No. What the fuck is this film?
Don't worry. Carry on, what is it?
Like, it shows you it's the maze in Northern Ireland.
What's the maze?
The big prison where they send the top IRA / what's the other side?
Sinn Féin?
Yeah, no, the NDP or something like that. So you had like the paramilitary IRA,
Yeah.
and then you had the paramilitary ultra royalists, ultra loyalists. Oh, dude, it's so fucking. It's actually kind of rude, boy. The old Irish trouble thing.
Well, the movies about it and stuff.
This is where ISIS got their fucking ideas from this shit.
What?
What was I going to look up?
I don't care.
No, I was going to look something up and it was going to be really... Oh, yeah, Sorry, go on.
We're coming to the end of the show now anyway, Scott, and then you're trying to find something out. Like,
No, we're not. What?
it's been an hour and a half, like.
Almost. Oh, Jesus.
And I thought we were cutting down to an hour and a half now. Or do you want to go for an extended 2 hour? Is this how groundbreaking this is going to be?
What, do we bow to... Alright, the only thing I've heard so far is that 2 hours, like, what? A few people have said that to me, and it's like, right, fuck you. Do you not understand what a podcast is? A podcast is like a long form, interesting conversation.
Yeah. You can't condense it. You can't just have two people talking for half an hour and be like, right, that's it.
Yeah. So really, if you listen to the first 15, 20
If you want
minutes,
that, listen to radio, because then you'll get some fucking music, and then you only listen to someone talk for 5 or 10 minutes, and then you go back to another 15 minutes of radio and adverts. But we haven't got any fucking music, so...
What do you want?
What do you want me to do about it? Well, I don't know, Scott. What should we do about it?
I'm not done, goddammit. Oh god, whoa. Wikipedia's getting big issue with their begging.
Oh yeah, they want...
Jesus.
No, they just ask for some money every so often. It doesn't happen very often.
He was a guy, I think, Steve McQueen, the black dude, the director. Great director. I think 12 Years a Slave. That was it. Hunger, I think.
Isn't Steve McQueen the guy that broke out of the prison?
No, yeah, well, he was, but he's also a rude boy English current director.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Same name. And this is the film, Hunger. It was about the 1981 Irish hunger strike.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, it's meant to be savage.
Raw.
Yeah,
raw.
I've heard. I remember back in the day I was in Ealing and you were talking about it.
Oh yeah, fucking dirty protests and everything, man. Where they're trying to get like a status where they were political prisoners and not just random criminals.
Do apologise.
Political prisoners.
Yeah, I know.
And
I know the story.
They're like fuck off, and they did the hunger strike, and then
they were waving
dirty protests.
They were waving Big Macs and chicken McNuggets in front of their faces, and they still wouldn't eat them.
Yeah.
Craziness, Scott.
But they did there's some cool scenes in the film. Man,
Gave them a 2-for-1 voucher for Nando's,
yeah.
and they didn't go. They didn't go Nando's.
But there's so much. That one scene in particular I really liked where they didn't have much time to actually converse with each other, but they figured out a way where.
Or Morse code through the fucking walls or something.
Whatever they did, it was awesome because they all shit in their buckets. And
they wrote messages in their shit.
No, they saved it, so they would shit in the bucket, but then pour half of it into something under the bed, and they come and empty the bucket, and then they shit in the bucket, and they would save up the halves.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So that they had loads of shit, and then it was one day at one time, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they got all of the shit that they'd been saving, and they all poured it under the doors at once. So it was like a sea of just.
But then no one noticed that it was thinking like shit, and they had to sleep under shit. That sounds pretty savage.
I don't know how long they did it, but it was great. It's a great film. You should watch it. Hunger.
I'm gonna think about that next time someone gives me any shit. I'm gonna save up my shit and give them a whole load of my shit.
There you go. Steve McQueen.
That was Steve McQueen. Steve McQueen's white.
That's the white Steve McQueen. That's the black Steve McQueen. Look, CBE, motherfucker. He was the director of 12 Years a Slave.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet as well, but apparently it's very good.
I didn't even watch Django Unchained because I'm just like, I don't... Oh.
Django was awesome.
Oh, come on.
That's a Tarantino joint.
Yeah, I haven't liked any of his stuff for so long that I can't.
I didn't like Death Proof. Death Proof was fucking shameful.
Didn't like Inglourious Bastard. I didn't really like Kill Bill that much. I've watched it again, and I'm just like, really? This one's so slow.
Very contrived.
It could just be one movie. It'd be a sick movie.
Yeah.
Right? They just condensed it all into one 3-hour fucking unbelievable kick-ass fucking adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's yeah.
One Lord of the Rings film. That's all it would have took.
2. I think 2. I think first half, get the fucking.
2 Lord of the Rings films was 6 hours, man.
Yeah.
So that's like the size of Kill Bill. You could have done it in 3 hours.
Well, yeah, you could have. I think 2 movies would be adequate.
For Kill Bill.
No, for Lord of the Rings.
Oh, probably.
Just because there's certain scenes you can just cut out.
There was a lot of bullshit. I would have much preferred.
With the way society and the
Silmarillion.
internet, but the way
That's
the
great.
internet works nowadays, you'd think that everyone would just make, there should be cut versions, not uncut versions, but cut versions of movies. So a movie's like an hour, and it's like, they just cut out all the bullshit scenes, and then you can condense a movie into 1 hour.
I watched a thing on YouTube and it was like the evolution of Walter White. And it was just like cut together really well, and it showed Breaking Bad, like Walt's whole character arc for 13 minutes with some dramatic music going through it, and it basically summed up his whole thing.
That kind of, I'm sure.
Break that
I'm sure
television down into.
I'm sure other people will feel the same, but the thing about Breaking Bad is I hate it because I liked it before, lots of other people, and I hate it when that happens. When
me too.
When you're a huge fucking fan of something, and then everyone's like, "Oh, can
Game
you
of
talk?
Thrones.
Can you talk about Breaking Bad anymore?" It's like, well, if you were sensible, no one stopped talking about it for fucking years because it just finished. So it was going on for years, and it's always it's been incredible for years. But so you can't stop talking about it, just like you can't stop talking about The Sopranos and The Wire and all the other fucking amazing TV shows that have come out. You can't forget, because people eventually will stop watching them. Because, you're really that? Oh. Fucking douchebags.
Can never do Sopranos again though.
No?
Gandolfini's dead.
Well, no. Well,
He's dead.
I thought you meant watch it again.
Tony's dead.
Well,
Me and
yeah.
Nick got to like season 5 about 3 months ago. We had a big Sopranos kick. There's so much of it though. I've got some licorice papers if you want.
No, I'm fine.
Actually,
fine.
I've got some. We can take those.
Just looking for my phone.
I get a free pack on my vacuum.
Oh,
Sticky shit as well.
the illness is kicking in. That's good.
The illness. Do
Oh.
you want some hot sauce?
Nah.
I got Bacardi and Bailey's cream up there.
Oh, you can make.
Oh, it's actually
Cocktail, that's it.
sherry cream.
You can still probably make a cocktail. I know. I'm losing my momentum here, Scott.
I think we should call it a day. A dizzy.
Has it been? I'm assuming it's been an hour and a half now. Anyway.
We're currently wait for it. 93 minutes.
Well, okay, so not an hour and a half. We're slightly over. I thought you were going to say 90 minutes, Scott. I thought it was going to be, one of those incredible things.
I put a lot of stock in being accurate.
Alright, well, it doesn't help for,
Well, anyway,
dramatic climax.
we'll get the dramatic climax. There you go. There's your dramatic climax. Thank you for listening. It's been a pleasure.
Yes.
Everybody give Liam positive thinking so he gets well before he goes to Crete.
I'll be alright.
We don't want his holiday to be shit.
It won't be shit, I'll be lying on the beach, Scott. But yeah, I'll see all you people on the other side, and I'll see you as well, Scott.
When's the next one? When you get back?
Yeah,
So there's
probably
gonna
I'll
be a
do
bit of a
it.
break.
We'll maybe try and coincide it for the day I get back.
The return
Yeah,
of the Liam.
I'll come back from my holiday.
He'll come back
again.
fucking tanned.
Yeah, hopefully I'll come back tanned as well. I'm feeling fucking awesome.
In fact, let's just spend 2 minutes talking about how you tan.
No, let's not score
Yes.
that. Again.
I fucking hate it.
I'm not going out on the gay note, Scott.
I don't spend any time in the sun. I've already had face surgery. You go and lie in it and rub yourself in goddamn cooking oil or whatever you do, and you just turn into a. You look like a slat of well varnished mahogany.
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, I do tan nice. Yeah, it's the Italian. It's the Italian in the blood.
You got Italian.
Yeah,
What's your mix?
it's like a quarter. Maybe a quarter Italian, maybe like 1/6 Italian or something.
What's the
But-
mix? What's the rest?
English scum.
We all got a bit of that in
It's
us.
5/6.
Even a goddamn from the Caribbean to the Polynese, we all got a bit of English.
I know, like my great granddad or my great grandma, one of the two, they're Italian. I don't know my dad's side of the family, so I don't know if I'm part of anything else. But
Only I have a great grandmother that was Spanish.
I don't think it really matters nowadays. But I did
And
actually.
the rest
It's
were
funny.
all
It's funny you mention it because
Scottish white people.
it's funny you mention it because someone did actually comment once and say when they just first met me, it was some like kitchen porter guy, and the first thing he asked me is if I was Italian, and I was like, oh,
Really?
yeah. It was in the midst of summer, and I was a bit brown, and he asked me. I was like, wow, got mistaken for an Italian.
Brown like a calzone.
I wasn't that brown. It was this year, so.
I've seen you pretty brown though. I've seen you like George Hamilton brown.
It just sounds like we're talking about shit again. Like,
You're
I was
talking
covered in brown.
I'm just jealous. I don't tan. I
You've never given yourself an opportunity to tan, Scott. Like,
yeah, I have.
If you lived in a hot country where it was sun all the time, like eventually
Yeah,
your skin would adapt, Scott.
You
Like the
saw
human.
me. This whole summer I walked loads in the sun. I had some kind
No,
of.
it doesn't count, man. You gotta lie in it. You gotta go.
I can't do that. I've already had face surgery about the sun.
It's not the sun.
What was it then?
Don't blame the sun.
That's what the fucking surgeon said. The guy who was so high up in the medical chain, he's not even doctor, he's mister again.
Well, so because it's face cancer, the sun did it. Like, that's he's the criminal.
I'll give you a quote.
I blame the sun. Like,
the guy actually said to me, you might be one of those people that should go out at night.
what? Well, he said that
That's
you
a
should
quote.
be Batman.
But he also finished the conversation with, yeah, Bush got in again. Well, cunt. I'll see you later.
Oh right, what?
Yeah, he was a weird guy, to be honest. I think he should have been, he wishes he was a hippie in a fucking ashram somewhere.
So that's why you don't like the sun because I'm stupid.
I do like the sun. Like, this summer, like, I've been walking to and from work. All through the sunny months, I had that job where I walked to and from.
But what were you wearing?
A shirt with the sleeves rolled up.
That's not enough.
It was good for me.
It's not enough.
It was good for me.
I saw this study.
I got red, man.
I saw this study.
I don't even tan. I go red, Liam. You don't understand. I'm
Yeah.
so white. I burn.
Yeah, but
I
you
just
burn and then you continue to slowly cook. Like, you know,
That doesn't sound good.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You can, you're not gonna
So,
burst
the-
into flames, man. You're
You
not.
have all. Yeah, I am. You got the little. You got a bit of Italian in you and all that shit. I don't have that. I'm like.
We all have a bit
I'm
of
like
African
Bill
in
Burr.
the room. Yes, we're all fucking apes of the fucking African fucking country. Like we can all survive sunshine. Don't tell me that. You know, if you were to live in a hot country, if I was to take all the people that are scared of the sun and put them in a hot country, that I come back 50 years time and they were still hiding, they'd all be tanned, man. They'd all be fine. Like, you know, they'd just be bronze. You know, it's just one of those things that happens.
I think if you
People
put
just
me-
panic, like, and they don't, like, why are you burning? Like, put some sun cream on before you go and fucking lie out in the sun.
You're being highly offensive to my whiteness right now.
Nah, man, it's all
Unbelievable.
bullshit. It's all bullshit, man. Of course.
Unbelievable.
Like, unless you're an albino, you know, then you might burst into flames.
So what about when me and Nick were in Cornwall?
What, her legs went into fucking golf balls?
Yeah.
What about that?
On an overcast day where we spent 3.5 hours on the beach.
I can't explain that.
I can. Her fucking Scottish skin is so white. So white. I mean, the only reason like me and Nicola aren't ginger is because we managed to avoid
That gene.
the Irish gene, but it's in us. It is in us, and it's in her family. She's got a cousin, and he is redder than the devil's dick, and so are his children. They are just white as A4 paper, man. That's what I'm like. So I got red. I got like a bit pink this summer walking about, and I was like, that's good. I'm training my skin. So I'm hoping I can get to your point in like another 8 years, because you just seem to soak it up and turn it into colour.
Yeah, because I'm there, man.
I have pain and flaking.
I only do like I only
I spend a lot of time in dark rooms smoking.
No, but I do like an hour a day, and like an hour a day is like it's manageable. You just lie out in the sun for an hour, half an hour in your front, half an hour on your back. You're not gonna burn. Like you put like after like 15 minutes, you whack some sun cream on because then your skin's starting to get hot. And then you whack some sun cream on after 15 minutes, and then spend another 45 minutes, and then get some shade. Like.
What you need to do is you need to open a shop in Essex.
What for sun tanning?
Well, you got all this knowledge, Liam. You should, bung it out your brain and turn it into some cash.
What the fuck's my shop gonna be? What people walk in and I say,
Liam Spray
"Hi,
Tan."
the key is go out into the wilderness. Oh, you want to lose weight? Okay, don't eat food. Simple rules for a healthy lifestyle.
Liam Spray Tan.
Don't have a real job because that way you have the time during the day to
Liam's
just waste
House
1
of
hour.
Spray.
Just fucking wank all over people as well.
No. This is a tanning emporium. You're not allowed to come on anyone, Liam. This is a business.
You can't
this is
do
what's
it
going to pay your
indoors.
rent.
Don't do it indoors because those machines give you cancer. But society's got this huge fear of the sun. Like the sun's going to give you cancer, and make you die. It's like if you die from the sun, fucking amen. Like that's a great way to go.
Life was trying to kill you from the jump.
It's ridiculous. Like we live in England, and if you're telling me that,
It's like
I know skin cancer is high in places like Australia, but in England, nah. Come on, it's safe.
And you're saying this to someone that's already...
Yeah, but it's crazy sometimes when I'm on the platform and I'm in the sunshine and I'm the only person standing in the sunshine, everyone's in the shelter, and you're like, the whole year everyone complains about the fucking shit weather and how they hope the summer comes, and when the sun comes, they fucking hide from it like it's
I
the devil.
I don't actually have that attitude. Like I say, this summer is the first time for a long time where I've been really pleased and happy to be in the sun.
Yeah, enjoy it.
And really walked about in it. Like, just no, fuck it. I don't care. I pull my sleeves up, and I was doing that walk from, Hanger Lane, not Hanger Lane, North Acton. I was doing that to Churchfield Road to go and see a mutual friend.
Okay, excellent. How was the sun?
It was great. I really enjoyed it.
Smash it.
I found shortcuts. It was nice. Had my music going. It's nice walking about in the sun. Like, yeah. What?
Nothing, Scott.
Jesus.
Just picturing you skipping and fucking laughing, jumping.
I didn't say skipping. I don't know where you. I was in Acton. I was walking swiftly.
Everyone's skipping around there. Right. Well, anyway, we've done an hour 45. I think we should knock it on the head, old Scotty, old Macamee.
Okay.
Okay. You sound so defeated and sad, Scott.
I'm alright.
Do you want it to go on forever?
What? This?
The podcast. We could do a record for longest ever podcast, like do one that's like 86 hours long.
That might be a good way to get noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about, what you could have people doing on the podcast in order for it to be the first time. Like, one of us could leave the room and the other one could just wank, and then you'd hear someone wanking on a podcast. I thought that would probably get you a few hits.
That would make me not listen.
Depends which one of us is wanking.
No, I don't want to hear you or me. I've never once, in all the thousands and thousands of wanks I've had, felt the compunction to record myself.
No, but I'm
sounds.
not saying because it would like turn me on or anything. I'm just saying because it would be the first time that someone wanked on a podcast, and then if someone ever searched wank on podcast, we'd come up like because one of us had a wank.
It's not a bad idea. It's not a great idea, but it's not a bad idea.
It get you a couple of hits, man. It get you a couple of hits.
It might attract the attention of Vice.
Can you imagine how many people would be like, wank podcast? But they more want to hear like a podcast of some girl who's like,
Yeah,
I'm going to talk for 2 hours and be really saucy and wank. And they just be, it'd just be me like...
And they wouldn't even have to listen to the whole thing. They could just click on the link and then hear us explain it and go, no, I don't want to listen to that. But it still counts as a hit.
Yeah.
This is what we have to deal with now. We have to be sneaky.
Oh, you gotta try and pull people in. You gotta be original in this world, and I think me masturbating on the air would, it definitely boost ratings. Right.
Well, this is open forum. I don't see any. If anybody has any ideas, there's a whole wall on Twitter you can write.
Like jackass of things, so I'll cut my finger off, and then I'll be the guy that cut my finger off on a podcast, so everyone would listen to that.
I don't want to be a part of
that. Alright, maybe not cut a finger off, but...
I'll just get roped into having to clean up and everything. I don't want to have to mop up your finger blood. That sounds like a sad night.
A podcast where I'm taking a shit. On the toilet.
Yeah.
You could do that. That would work. That could get me at least 10 hits. Toilet podcast. There we go.
So thanks for listening.
More.
Your continued appreciation is so blessed.
Or like certain like life or death situations. So say if like something horrific happens and then you do a podcast live from where you're getting like the diagnosis that you've got cancer in your ass.
Yeah, I've just found out it's terminal. So I'm trying to find someone I can get heroin off. I've always said that I would, so fuck it. It just seems like the best thing to do today.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I've got loads of ideas, Scott. I'm going to put them all forward in a bullet point.
Not all of them good.
They don't get us hits, man. That's what I'm talking about. You're talking about search hits.
Well, send your ideas on a postcard to P.O. Box.
Suck my dick. Okay. Well, anyway, good night. Thank you very much for listening.
Cheerio.
Bye now.